And if someone does jump out in front of you like this,
ABS.
ABS, thank you. Hello.
I was panicking, you weren't.
I almost want people to jump out in front of me now.
Like that.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Hello everybody and welcome. Today we have Mark from Bosch eBike Systems here. Hello Mark.
Morning Ben, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. And we're very happy to have you on here, and today we're going to talk about the new Bosch Smart System. Now, it is quite complicated how much it has to offer, but we're going to make it really easy to talk through. I haven't actually yet made the jump from traditional Bosch eBike CX, for example, to the Smart System. So I'm really intrigued to learn today as well. I know the basis, but I don't know everything, and Mark does.
We hope.
So yeah, we'll be very excited to share with you a bike ride today, showing also the new ABS feature, and we're going to ride over to our new store in West London, and then we're going to have a look at some more bikes over there. And it's a really nice ride. It's like past Buckingham Palace, past through Hyde Park, and it's like actually one of my favourite commutes in London. And so for Mark, we're going to go with Moustache today, and we've got the new X-Road 2, which has got the Smart System. And it's in the right size for you, Mark, so I think you'll probably enjoy this. I'm going to use today the Nevo, which is Reece & Muller's most popular e-bike, and it actually has the new ABS feature. You can barely even see it in here, but that's for dynamic riding, fast stopping, safety, and it's a really nice new feature from Bosch.
Yeah, lovely.
So, Mark,
yeah.
Please can you summarise the Bosch Smart System?
So, Bosch Smart System came out in model year 22, so it's now 18 months old, and it's basically a fully digitalised system for the e-bike with full connectivity of the battery drive unit, the remote controller, the display. In the case of your bike, the ABS unit on the fork leg.
Yeah. And
also, I believe, the BoschConnectModule that you have on that as well.
Yeah.
All connected to the Flow app on the user's smartphone. So I'm currently connected to this bike, and it's recording the ride on my phone the Flow app.
I think a very simple way of saying that is a Bosch electric bike is no longer just an electric motor and battery and bicycle.
Yeah.
It is a very sophisticated, connected, intelligent bicycle that is connected to the internet.
Fully connected, indeed.
And is really, really clever with all the years of experience that Bosch have got. So many people have turned up today for the launch of the Bosch Smart System. It's quite unreal. Yes, this is the Smart System. This is the reason. Thank you, thank you.
Sorry, yeah, it's really nice.
Thank you. It's the Smart System video. That's what everyone's here for. So, should we talk about the modes now? We've got a nice cleared road, Mark.
Yes.
So tell us. There's modes that came out for the Smart System, and there's new improved modes coming out this year.
Yeah. So there's obviously a future in it, and there's development to come. There are two new modes for this year, model year 23, which is the auto mode, which I think I have here.
Yeah, me too.
And then the cargo mode, obviously unique to cargo bikes.
Yeah.
So you can't necessarily have every available mode on every bike. It does depend on what bike you have and what the brand has uploaded to it.
Yeah.
But there are potential options for the consumer.
Yeah.
Auto mode is one on some bikes. Obviously, a cargo bike, you'd expect to have cargo mode. And that's a mode with 400% assistance, designed for the heavier load, but also is very natural in the way it delivers the power. It's very smooth.
More instant torque, but done very intuitively.
It's very smoothly, intuitively. Nice to ride, comfortable, but again, obviously designed for those heavy loads where you need that higher level of assistance.
My understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, with the automatic mode is it's measuring your torque, and if, for example, you are going through traffic and going quite slowly and pedaling gently, it will put you into an eco mode to preserve your battery and allow you to have good control. And then the minute you start going, it lifts up and goes into what we used to call turbo mode.
No.
Oh, really? Okay,
It's
well,
not
great,
that.
we're here.
Not really. Auto mode is a very natural mode. So as you
Consistent, yeah,
approach a climb, for example, you don't need to change the mode, you don't need to pedal harder.
Yeah.
The motor will detect the incline and the resistance and introduce more power, more assistance onto the drive unit
Yeah.
and take you up to the top of the climb without
Okay.
you adding the extra
So
assistance yourself.
Okay, so let me try again. So in simple mode, that just means you keep your cadence the same. So you've got your cruising speed,
Yep.
and it just does it all for you.
So it feels more
Yeah.
natural
Yeah.
as opposed to EMTB, which is very deliberate,
Yeah.
and you have to push harder.
Yeah, to get it going.
And then
It's
you'll get
much more
turbo
active,
if
whereas
you're in
this
that mode, so-
it's just consistent.
It is.
Yeah.
It's something you have to ride to appreciate how good it is.
Yeah, I've been trying it
Really
today.
clever.
I do like it, and it advises you when to shift as well. Yeah. So
It does with the hub on that bike.
yeah.
Yes,
So
you've
with this
got that.
bike, yeah, it tells
So
it
you haven't
tells
got a
me
trailer
shift,
system,
shift
so
down.
yes, you've
and
got
then I'm
that.
back to that really sweet spot where you can feel the motors like
Yeah.
doing a lot of the work, but it's
Yeah.
not like ugh.
Yeah.
It's really
And then,
nice.
like you said as well, auto mode is a way of giving you the ability to have a longer ride.
And mentally, you just don't need to think about
You
it.
don't have to think about it. It's
You
if
just
you ride it
know
up a
it's
steep hill,
done.
it just
Yeah.
pulls you up
Yeah.
the climb. It's amazing.
Getting back into that flow state, enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
As well
Very,
for the-
very clever.
For the non-experienced cyclist, very attractive. You know, if we have a test ride
I'd
with
agree.
a customer, you go, oh, I'm not that sure. Don't worry, just put it in auto mode. Bang.
I would
And
agree.
It's like just really simple. So now we're at a lovely landmark. What I would suggest we do is just quickly stop outside this beautiful area and let's talk about the custom riding modes because it is quite complicated and I need to be not riding for this bit. Custom riding mode. So on the old system with the Nyon, for example,
Yeah.
you can download via the eBike Connect app custom riding modes, and you can make them give out more assistance, more power, and customize each of those modes. So, for example, on turbo, I want it maximum, no regard for battery, just as fast as possible. On eco, I can customize it so it really saves my battery just with minimum assistance.
Right.
That's on the old one, yeah.
Well, the old customised ride modes, it was something you'd have to purchase in the eBike Connect app.
Yeah. It's
So
like
it wasn't
£4 or
free,
something,
something
yeah.
like £4 or £5.
Yeah, yeah.
But then it would take the modes out and it would put mode 1, 2, 3, 4 in.
Yeah.
So you would lose as such Eco, Tour Sport, Turbo, and it
Yeah.
would be called custom ride mode 1, 2, 3, 4, and
Yeah.
you could tailor them to how you wanted to for that
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
I think in comparison to the smart system custom ride modes, it's a bit more crude
Yeah.
and a bit more basic.
Yeah.
Whereas with the digital capability of the smart system,
Yeah.
the custom ride mode is far more, it's got far more features
Yeah.
and different aspects of each actual mode that you can customise.
Yeah.
So it won't change the name of the mode,
Yeah.
but you've got different aspects. And if we look at the Flow app later, I can
Yeah.
maybe show you on this bike
Yeah.
what you're able to do.
Okay.
But you have to remember that in turbo mode, that's the maximum mode anyway.
Yeah. So you
So you
can't
can't increase it.
Yeah.
You could decrease the speed, the cut-off speed of 25 kilometres an hour if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You could do that in all the other modes.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it, I think, is that in Eco and Tour, where you want to achieve a long ride, like
Yeah.
riding around London,
Yeah.
maybe you want the ability to increase the assistance level off the traffic lights.
Yeah.
Maybe that's safer,
Yeah.
which is a good thing to do. You can pull away faster with the traffic,
Yeah.
so therefore it gives you a little bit more pull away assistance when you start.
Yeah.
You can also change the dynamics of the mode. There's various things that maybe we'll look at later.
So next, I think we should go into ABS and maybe I'll do a little emergency stop for everyone and we can see how that dynamic mode prevents you from, basically if you were in an emergency, you slammed on the brakes, you cannot go over the handlebars anymore. Getting up to 15 miles an hour here and I'm going to stop at the line. I mean, that was a pretty hardcore stop and it stopped pretty quickly. Let's see what the ABS can do on the Nevo. Bearing in mind the Nevo is a heavier bike, I would still expect it to stop quicker and more smoothly. But let's see, let's do the test. We're at 15 already, we're coming in to stop. And that stopped much quicker, absolutely much quicker. Really, really nice balance. You could feel the back wheel almost wanting to come up, but it wouldn't. And I really slammed on that front brake as hard as I could, which has obviously got the most stopping power, but it just fulfills you with confidence. But yeah, Mark, what did you think about that?
Well, it's demonstrated exactly what it's supposed to do, isn't it, really?
Brilliant.
And I think the difference is probably 1.5 meters
Yeah.
at the same speed.
Yeah.
So back-to-back test, that's a real true life
Yeah.
demonstration of the difference between ABS on the front that's working.
And I mean,
no
maybe if it was wetter or like, you know, kind of this isn't that gravelly, it would do the job even better.
It's not that loose and it's not that wet. So yes, if it was muddier or thicker gravel and a lot looser, the difference would be even greater.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, believe it or not, we are actually cycling over Hammersmith roundabout now, which is fully cycle laned and sectioned off from the main road, onto King Street, which turns into Chiswick High Road. And these cycle lanes are seriously proper cycle lanes. We love it. So here you can see how good the cycling infrastructure has got. I mean, have you cycled around this part of town yet, Mark?
No, I haven't driven it. And it's changed a lot since I last drove it.
Since it's been done,
I haven't seen any of this. This is impressive.
Yeah. I mean, they're big, wide lanes, you know, like
it is.
really
it's
for
good.
people to feel like confident.
Exactly that. Yeah.
And if someone does jump out in front of you, like this, ABS. ABS, thank you. Hello.
I was panicking, you weren't.
And then back up to speed. I almost want people to jump out in front of me now.
Like that.
It's so good.
Yeah. But you just don't panic, do you? Because you know you've got
chill.
control. So.
But another big point is like, if there is a traffic light and you know it catches you on orange and you do need to stop, you can stop because you've obviously got the motor to get you back up to speed. And when people say how dangerous cycling, you know, used to be, or you know, some people think still is.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the biggest risk to cycling is the cyclists themselves taking unnecessary risks to keep their speed up.
Yeah.
And with an e-bike, your whole mindset is completely different. You know, like you don't mind stopping because you know it's actually quite fun.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very true. What mode are you in?
I am in turbo. I do like a bit of turbo.
I'm in auto.
But I'm going to go into auto now and get to know it a bit better.
You've got a headwind here, you see. Auto will pick that up.
Yeah.
And it'll pick up the headwind and the resistance in the drive unit.
Yeah.
And it will increase the assistance for you.
Welcome to Fully Charged West London.
Thank you very much. Lovely.
Bit bigger than the other store, but not quite as much servicing here.
Yeah.
So just basic servicing for now.
Right.
But the whole idea is more like an experience centre where people can really come and learn and understand. And we've got our kids area over here, which is hugely important these days. We get so many families coming in. It's great.
Yeah.
And then different sections of the different brands.
Lots of Bosch.
Lots of Bosch. Pretty much everything is Bosch. I mean, only the stuff that you can't have in Bosch. So ultra lightweight urban e-bikes.
Yes.
And obviously Go Cycle, the folding. But other than that, everything is Bosch. And in cargo, strictly Bosch. We would not sell a cargo bike that wasn't Bosch. Don't worry. But yeah, so we've got one test left to do, which I think the bike that we've got set up is actually right here. So.
Oh yes.
So this is the new BCM. Now, this is one of the bikes that does actually come as standard with the BCM. There's not many bikes out there, not many manufacturers out there fitting it as standard. Normally it is £100 on top of your Bosch Smart System purchase. So, as you can see here, this bike, if I tried to turn it on, it would show as locked. Yeah, there you go, locked. And if I did try and move it, so if I got on it, for example, there you go. And it would that's a warning shot, and that's saying, hello mate, this is locked, don't take it. But then if I did try and take it after that, I could probably get 10 meters. There we go. Now that's quite loud, and that is really gonna continue to go off non-stop on this bike with no assistance whatsoever. You need that phone that is paired to here to stop that. And so obviously that is a pretty serious alarm system that, that is new for the smart system, which is great.
And now obviously we've connected the phone because we're demoing it in the store, but what would happen in reality is once the bike is gone, then the owner of the phone receives a message like here to say your bike has been moved, it's critical, check your location of your e-bike and take further steps. So you've got the ability to see within a few seconds or a minute maybe that the bike has moved and you're made aware of it. Obviously,
so that's a push notification to your phone to say someone is tampering with it.
That has popped up.
And that will happen on the first warning sound, essentially.
Correct.
And then on the second warning, on the actual alarm system, you will have known that, and then you can track the bike.
So the bike here has got the Bosch ConnectModule, the BCM, the tracker. The Flow app is on the bicycle owner's phone. The phone is linked to the bike and obviously communicating with the BCM. Therefore, messages are received that it's been moved.
And obviously, I mean, you know, this bike, for example, has an AXA frame lock. Normally, that would be locked. So if you stopped and parked your bike, you would lock that. And if you really wanted to, you could take the kiosk off like that, which is what most people would do. And but still, that bike would not be able to be ridden because one, it would be locked, but two, even if you did get that lock off, still the assistance will not be able to be on. And no one can do that apart from a dealer. Is that correct?
Correct. You have no assistance and the bike is being tracked at that point.
And it's not like a little tracker that's under your seat or in your saddle. It's in the actual bike. Very difficult to access. So I mean, once that knowledge is out, then these bikes are basically unnickable, apart from if you wanted to salvage it for parts. But I mean, realistically, no one's going to go around doing that when they know there's a huge risk of it being tracked and caught. So it really is a great security system. Okay, so should we talk a little bit about how to connect to the bike and the Bosch Flow app? And I've got a few questions for you as well, some FAQs.
I've already downloaded the Flow app and created my Bosch ID, which you obviously need to do. So you go into the Flow app. You then simply turn the bike on, okay, and then you have this connect now, okay, so once the bike has come on, connect, it asks you which control unit do you have, either the LED remote, which is this one, or the system controller, which would be one that was
more for mountain bikes.
So it shows you a picture of that one. I've got the LED remote. Okay, so continue.
How come the screen isn't on there?
Because that's Bluetooth, so we can turn it on like that.
Yes, okay, cool,
So hold that down until it blinks, which it does now. Then it says setting up your e-bike. So it's like a little egg timer here, which while it does that, it doesn't take particularly long normally. Okay. Okay, registering your bike to your account. That worked like a charm, you're all set. Done, let's roll.
No, it's super simple, isn't it? It's really nice.
Very straightforward. Then it goes into this initiating. But what I do like is that the app, when you first download it, it's picked up that it's a Bosch and it's put that at the top of the app. So it's customising almost the app in itself.
Because obviously Moustache have already set the firmware up specific for this bike. So now it talks to Bosch, knows. It is very clever.
So we recognise the brand, and the brand name is put in at the top, which is a nice little addition. It says there, Mark's e-bike, ready to go. Simply start pedalling to track your activity, connected.
Normally, like if you were on maybe an adventure, I don't know, in the forest or whatever, and you found like an amazing track, then you can share it with your friend and go and do this. It was awesome. Or come and find me here. You know, it's really clever.
And what you can also do when you're in the mapping screen is enter the ride screen. You can then flip your phone that way, so that becomes your display.
Well, that's great when you've got the charger here
with the correct bracket, which is the kiosk
300,
which you can buy aftermarket. You can then buy a smartphone grip, we're calling it, which is inductive charging, and that would be positioned like that.
And that will show you navigation speed, battery range,
everything.
Strava.
So I can change the mode here. Look, sport.
Really clever.
Auto, eco. You know, imagine this is held with a bracket.
That's wirelessly charging as well.
Absolutely. It's absolutely fantastic. It's such a nice feature. If you want your mobile phone on your bike.
Okay, so I do actually have some FAQs for you.
Okay.
I am well prepared in this instance. How does the walk assist mode work on the new smart system?
Slightly different to the previous System 2 version in that you hold the minus button down, but you have to actually physically start walking.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a movement detection. So once you've moved literally, and it could be 6 inches or something like that, it will then detect the movement and it will pull away like that. What it does, however, is hill hold.
Yeah,
which is a feature.
This is a great feature.
That if you do slip off the minus button,
you
don't want the bike rolling back.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're on a climb off road, it's awkward. The bike is heavy.
Yeah.
So for a 10 second countdown, the bike will not roll back. So you're almost mechanically locked.
Yeah.
A handbrake effectively.
Yeah,
so you could almost hold the bike up like that, and it won't roll backwards.
Yeah.
Once that 10-second countdown is finished, it will then roll back. But essentially, you've got 10 seconds to put your finger back on the minus button, and you carry on. Yeah.
Okay, so does the smart system only work by being paired with one phone at the moment?
At the moment, yes.
It is a thing. So, for example, if you have a husband and wife that share a cargo bike, it only works with one phone?
Yes.
What range can I achieve on my Bosch eBike system?
Very good question.
First of all, we have that in our store, so anyone can come and find out.
Yeah, so it depends on the rider, the terrain, the size of your battery, the motor, the mode you're riding. Yeah. There's so many different parameters that can make a huge effect on your range. Yeah. We have a range calculator on the BoschEbike.com webpage.
Which is the same as what I was pointing to over here, the info center. And it's super simple. You literally just go on, type in all of these variables, and then it calculates it and tells you. And it's actually really accurate. And it's a really clever piece of...
If you're a regular rider and you do this, you can see and it'll get to something very close to what you achieve.
Definitely.
So it's very accurate.
And this question actually has two stages. It then says, and are the components compatible from System 2 with the new smart system?
Not at all.
Obviously
Nothing
not.
is compatible.
Yeah, literally not one thing.
No, it's a clean sheet of paper.
Yeah, new app, new batteries, new charger. Just going back what I said before, it's the torque is the same. The new smart system is not more powerful than the System 2.
Exactly.
Yeah. So next question is, I already have a Bosch account, Kobe or eBike Connect. Can I use it to log into the eBike Flow app? Good question.
You need to create a new Flow app account.
Yeah. So you have your main Bosch account.
Yeah, you might use your existing Bosch ID.
Exactly.
But you have to create a new one.
Exactly. If you are riding with no assistance, can the ABS still work providing the bike is turned on?
Correct, yeah.
It will, yeah. But if the bike is off, obviously the power's off and it won't work.
Correct.
So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's all the questions I've got down here. Thank you so much, Mark. It's been a great day riding with you and going out and learning more about the smart system. Thank you so much for coming. And
pleasure.
Yeah.
It's been good. Thank you.
Good. Cheers.